examples of write and solve two variable linear equations using word problems on iExcel. I don't know if you know about this, a little tool in the bottom right hand corner. It gives you the ability to write out your work on the screen. So I'm going to choose my highlighter so that as I read, and if you click it, it turns different colors, I can highlight some things that are important. So the problem says a little boy accidentally let go of his balloon and it floated away. It was 3 feet above the ground when he let it go. And it steadily rose 3 feet per second. So it's increasing its height 3 feet per second after it was 3 feet above the ground when he let it go. So I assume it looks something like this, right? It was a little boy and he had a balloon in his hand, right? And he was holding the balloon, and the distance from the balloon to the ground, it says, was 3 feet, right? I don't have a mouse, so sorry for my handwriting, but it's 3 feet above the ground. And then as it rose, it went up every second. It went 3 feet, and it went another 3 feet, and another 3 feet, right? So this initial 3 feet, the distance it was above the ground before anything happened, we call that the initial value. Okay, so it was 3 feet above the ground initially, and then it rose 3 feet per second after that. We call this 3 feet per second, right? The rate of change. And anytime you see that word per time, you know that you're talking about a rate, right? So how would we write that as an equation? Well, our equations we always want to write in the form, well, not always, but for linear equations, which these are, y equals mx plus b. And hopefully you've seen this before. Okay, where b is your initial value. So your b is going to be this initial height. So that's going to be 3. And m is your slope or your rate of change. Well, remember that it's going up 3 feet per second. So each of these is 3 feet. Okay, so our rate of change is 3 feet every second. So your equation here, if we fill in for our rate of change m as 3 and our initial value b as 3 as well, we get this equation, y is equal to 3x plus 3. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in, 3x plus 3, and submit. I'm brilliant. Yay. All right, let's do another example. So Jessica walks her dog Bella each morning. To start, they stroll 3 blocks to warm up. Okay, so that's 3 blocks to warm up. That's initially, right? After that, they jog at a rate of 2 blocks per minute. Okay, so that word per means that this is going to be our rate of change, right? It's how much something is happening and how often, right? So it's 2 blocks per every 1 minute. Okay, but it's 3 blocks initially. That's just the warm up. So remember that our m is our rate and our m is our rate. This will be our m, and our b is our initial value. Okay, so if we write that in y equals mxb form, it's going to be y is equal to 2x plus 3. Okay, so if you imagine this, right, where x is our number of blocks, right, we start off with 3 blocks and then it's 2 blocks times the number of blocks that we walk x plus the initial amount that we walked 3. Okay, let's do one more example. Turner is baking apple tartlets for a special celebration. He has already made 6 tartlets. So already, right, that means initially he starts off with 6. So we can tell by that that's going to be our initial value, our B. And he can make 3 more tartlets with each additional egg he has in the fridge, okay? So he can make 3 more for each additional egg he has in the fridge. So that's our rate, right? 3 more per egg, okay? We can say it like that. So that's going to be our M. That's going to be our rate of change. So he can make 3 tartlets per every however many eggs he has. We don't know. That's why it's a variable. And instead of E, we're just going to use X, okay? Because that's just commonplace. We could use E for eggs, which I would prefer. But just for the sake of using the same variables each time and recognizing the common format, we're just going to use X and Y, right? And then plus the 6 initial tartlets that he started with. So our equation is going to be Y is equal to 3X plus 6. All right. So as you go through these problems, make sure that you're looking for what would be the initial rate or the initial amount and what would be the rate. Okay. So just real quick, this says the resort charges $7 per day. So that word per, right? Per day, that's going to be our rate. That's going to be our M here. Okay. And a flat fee of $3 to cover cleaning. So that's a flat fee. That's what you pay no matter what, right? $7 per day. But even if you don't stay any number of days, you still have to pay this flat rate fee when you start. So it's $3 initially, right? And it's $7 per day. So it's going to be $3 for every day that you spend, right? Plus that initial, I'm sorry, not $3, $7 for every day that you spend. That's our rate. So $7 for every D days that you spend, plus the $3 you have to pay regardless of anything else, right? So, but instead of D, we're just going to use X, okay? So I said that was last one was the last one, but this is the last one, not D. Sorry, not D. X plus 3 would be our value. So look for this word per or each or something that signifies a rate. And then also look for anything that is like a bonus or like a flat rate fee or, you know, to start with. That would signify that that's your initial value, our B. Okay, submit. Excellent. Okay, so hopefully you guys can do that on your own.